The topic that I think we need to share is the reality that slavery wasn't something that was exclusive to the South, that we had slavery in the North, and the impact continued even after slavery with the Black laws of the North. You know, I grew up in New Jersey. I went to public school here, did all of the history classes. I never heard a word about the fact that New Jersey was the last northern state to emancipate those held enslaved. And in fact, on the 1850 census, there are still slave schedules in New Jersey.
Wow.
Absolutely mind-blowing to me as a historical researcher, not having discovered a hint of that until I was grown and doing the historical research. Well, the biggest advantage is the fact that most northern states didn't simply, wave a magic wand and say that all of the enslaved were emancipated. What they did was a process called gradual emancipation. As of a date certain, and in New Jersey, it was the 4th of July, 1804, any child born to enslaved parents would be free on reaching a particular age. And that meant a couple of things. One was, most importantly, you had to be able to prove that that child had been born after that date so that you could calculate the date on which that child no longer owed service to the enslavers of his parents. And you know what that means? That means records. Records that literally do not exist in many northern states for free white children, do exist for free children of color. Absolutely. Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut. I've seen these records in a wide variety of northern states. So you've got registrations of births. You have, for example, in the Quaker state of Pennsylvania, they didn't emancipate the parents, same thing, it was a gradual emancipation. But if you wanted to continue to hold the parents enslaved, that had to be registered. Wow. So there's an additional whole set of records. In many jurisdictions, if you didn't want to hold your enslaved people in bondage any longer, you had to register their manumission and give them freedom papers that they could then take and be able to prove that they were living free. So this occurs widely throughout the northern states. And of course, in 1804, just as New Jersey is becoming the last northern state to emancipate the enslaved, Ohio is becoming one of the first states to pass a comprehensive Black code, namely restrictions on free people of color. So you've got these two events going side by side, hand by hand, every bit of them creating records of the enslaved and the enslavers. The first line of defense for all of these records is going to be your state archives. In New Jersey, for example, the New Jersey State Archives has really done a terrific job of locating these early free children of color birth records, not only collecting them, but digitizing them and putting them online. Other states haven't been quite as aggressive about locating these records. A very good friend of mine who's a genealogist in New York State found a whole set of these early birth records still being held at the town level in New York. So you may need to get down in the weeds and put boots on the ground to locate some of these records. But we're getting more and more interest in this. We're getting more and more of an effort and a commitment. And certainly Family Search, with its digitization of the Freedmen's Bureau records in the South, has also been making an effort to locate and digitize this kind of record in the northern states. I'm delighted to try to respond to any of these questions. My website is called The Legal Genealogist, and all you have to do is Google or use your favorite search engine, and it will come up, or it's simply legalgenealogist.com. And on every single page, up in the right-hand corner, there's a little button that says Ask TLG, and I'm happy to respond to as many questions as I can, particularly if we can share them with other people on a blog that I write.